Good morning. For my Watchman Wednesday report today, I'm running a little bit behind, but it's been a fantastic week in Escambia County, Florida. I cannot believe the fortitude that I'm seeing with the Escambia County School Board. This is what leadership is all about. I work with many other counties, many other states, as a matter of fact. And I am hearing from their top echelons that they're just totally empowered now. Their school boards are actually feeling this way, and they want to look at some of the procedures and the policies that Escambia County, Florida has just taken a big approach to use, and they want to implement it as well because their goal is also to clean up our libraries. I wanted to come on here today and talk to you about one book and these great things that have happened this week. So let's talk about this first. We know that Escambia County, Florida is taking a stand, a very great stand on trying to eliminate inappropriate content in our school libraries. It's a crying shame that we've even had to get to this point because probably when you were growing up, same thing for me, books did not come into the library until the librarian had actually read the books. I understand a lot of publishers will now send books to the librarians. Librarians will depend upon reviews, but we now know many of these reviews are, the companies are owned and the reviews are guided or even perhaps written by subsidiaries of the ALA. And therefore, the reviews are not complete and they're not truthful. Oftentimes, I've seen that myself. So you have books that get in. Now, sometimes I've come to the conclusion it's deliberate. We have some librarians who actually want to put this material in front of students, perhaps because they say things like, well, these students are going through things and they need to be able to relate. Maybe the student has come to the librarian and said, I want something about dealing with rape. And so the librarian will perhaps offer that to the student or make it available to the student. And these could be questionable books. I'm not saying that's always the case, but certainly that could be. Here's the thing. We know that in Hillsborough County a few weeks ago, the Attorney General actually had the superintendent from Hillsborough County to come before him and the attorney, well, he wrote a letter, I guess I should say, and a scathing letter at that about, why are you allowing sexual content to continue to stay within your libraries? I want this out. I also want books like these out. And it better not be in your classrooms, and it better not be in your libraries. Then he required this superintendent to go before the Board of Education, the State Board of Education. The State Board of Education, of course, grilled the superintendent about the very same thing, even asked him to please read passages out loud from various books, some of which we have in our county, Santa Rosa has in their county. And of course, the superintendent wouldn't do it, couldn't do it. It was obscene. It was horrible. And he said he's definitely removing these books and this won't happen again. He said he's just now made aware of this, but of course, we know that's not the case. I know for a fact that's not the case. Here's the thing. He started removing the books, and the first thing he said was, we're going to go ahead right off the bat, and we are removing books that have been submitted and already removed from other counties. Many counties started thinking about this. Hey, this makes great sense. If a book is not good enough for one county in the great state of Florida, then it's not good enough for ours. And so it's our understanding many school boards are now going to do that. Well, that very idea has just happened this week in Escambia County, Florida. It actually was voted on last night. 5-0 was the vote. Our district is now going to pull not only the 18 books that Keith Leonard, our superintendent, had put before the board at the workshop. Let me show you that. He submitted a list of 18 books, and he said, hey, these books are pornographic. He actually stated this. And he said, we need to get these books out. And of course, the school board agreed. We want these books out. These were actually 3 books that the Attorney General mentioned in his letter to Hillsborough. We had these 3 as well. And I'll show you one of these books he mentions here called Maestro. Notice there is no footnote associated with this one. Let me show it to you. Hold on. This is a book I submitted in, I believe, 23. It was found at Pensacola High School. This is a graphic novel loaded with inappropriate content. I'm just going to show you one picture. You get the idea. This is against the law, okay? You've got people, nudity, sex act, end of story, get it out of the library. Don't know why it took so long. So this list of 18 books, our school district said, yes, get them out, but we want to go further. We want the last 2 years worth of books that have been removed in all of the counties in the state of Florida. We want all of those removed. So I've gone through and I've done a cross-reference, and we're talking about hundreds of inappropriate books. Hundreds. This is phenomenal. What a stand. And now Escambia County School Board is, goodness gracious alive. People are like, okay, Escambia County has done this. We need to do the same thing. What a smart idea. It's going to eliminate so much time. It's going to eliminate these review committees. I mean, it's brilliant. This book has already been removed in other counties. We don't need a review process. We don't need to waste time. Get rid of the filth. Get rid of it. And so kudos to Escambia County, Florida. They're the first ones that we know of who have made this policy. And in the coming months, of course, you've got the legality of the new policy, which will hold librarians accountable if they order books with their signatures. They have to sign. Instructional material being treated the same as classroom material, or library material being treated the same as classroom material. I mean, what some wonderful, wonderful ideas. Unbelievable. Escambia County, Florida is leading the way on trying to clean up the library, something that everyone should want as far as protecting children. This isn't about banning books. If a book is still available elsewhere, it's not banned. What this is about is making sure that material is content and age appropriate. So, kudos to Escambia County. I did want to show you an example of one of the books because I heard some people last night at the board meeting, why are we banning these 18 books? First of all, it's way more than 18, and they're not banned. They're being removed for inappropriate content. And kudos to Escambia County, Florida for taking the stand, stepping up to the plate, doing what's right. These board members, fantastic. They're the ones who are going to be held accountable. They're the ones. And the state attorney general, the state board of education, they've all told them the same thing. So Escambia County is leading the way. Now, I do want to show you something before I get off of here. I want to show you Santa Rosa County is trying to take a stand. I'm happy to see this. Let's take a look. If you pull up Santa Rosa County's list of challenged books, they've started listing some that they're just going ahead and removing per Florida Board of Education. I don't know where, yes, these are definitely on that state list, but there's way more than these. And they still have some listed, for pending committee reviews. But at least they are trying to do something. So this is good. And they're going to have to answer for this with the state board. And this is a good way to show that they're trying to do something. You can see it for yourself. I believe I counted 15 books so far. So good job, Santa Rosa County. Let's keep going.